Yo, what's up, guys? Let's see here. Yo, what's up, Truth? Are you back there? Yo, what's up, Truth? Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we did a few lives today. Welcome back, Truth. Hey, how are you, brother? Welcome back. A little bit later today. Yeah. Yo, 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 how are you? How are you? Oh, pretty good, man. Pretty good. Knocking out some work over here. Just knocking out some work over here, brother. Story of my life. Trying to figure out where a good angle is. I don't know if this is a good angle. Don't know. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Have a little stuff in the background. Do you know Kurt Metten? Gurs sounds like German. No, I don't know who that is or what that is. Who is that? That's all I do, man. Work and gym, brother. It's my passion. Work, gym, business, brother. That's how you get stuff done. That's why I'm trying to come on here more often when I have free time instead of like watching TV or doing something that's not productive. Uh, it's I tell this to a lot of people, brother. What separates me from other people is it's not that I'm that smart. It's that I just do a lot of consistency, a lot of work, man. If I was really smart, I'd probably be able to do it faster, but I just try to stay consistent, brother. Appreciate that, man. I do try. I try to be genuine, authentic. Tafa, hey, welcome to the chat. I try to be genuine, authentic, and consistent in engaging with the viewers. Some people aren't looking for that. Some people are just looking for someone to be crazy, be entertained. I like to discuss deep philosophical things. I'm a deep thinker. So, it's one of those things where if you're looking for that, the issue is there's not a lot of money in it, I don't think. I think the people that make a lot of money, right? The people that seem to make a lot of money doing this, right? They seem to, follow the algorithm and do a bunch of this stuff. And I simply get on here. My lives are nothing, my lives are nothing more than documenting my progress and holding myself accountable for the sake of consistency and discipline. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, it pays off if you just keep going. You just have to keep doing it. Thanks for the compliment, Truth. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Supposedly, this is copyright free music. It's supposed to be music. I'm going to put some music in the background. Oh, man. After the commercial, we'll put that on. You know what I mean? I wonder if this will look better with that shadow or not shadow. What do you think? Above light, no light? What do you think, Truth? We also have this desk that goes down. See it? It goes up and down. There's a panel right here. See, I have a standing desk. I like to stand. A little further. Yeah. Well, I also got my desk over here if I wanted to. I could like put this over here at a lower angle, come over here. I could chat with you guys right here. I had a tripod, but I sold it. I sold my tripod recently. I'm actually starting to think I shouldn't have sold it, but I have this one right here. I don't know, kind of where my desk and stuff is right here. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, this is fine. Let's go. Got my yoga ball chair here. This is my office chair. Ah, guys, anyone who comes into the chat, feel free to drop a like. Yeah, this is where we're at, man. This is the office. Whoa. This is pretty much where I spend most of my time for business. Yeah, man, a low angle. I don't think anyone wants to just look at my nuts. You know what I mean? Just yeah, low angle. They say to, you know, they say to put this over here. So I do some work from home. Yeah, I do some work from home, and then I work around and do what would you call it? I go out and see clients. I set up appointments. I used to do everything from the house. I used to do everything from the house, but because I moved recently, um, I do like 70, 80% of my work from the house. And then 30% of my work, I go talk to people and visit with them. I don't know if the music, I don't know if the music's too loud or not. Let's see. I don't know if the music adds a little touch. Throw in my tank. Oh, guys, if you're new to the channel, feel free to say hey, drop in. Always do your best, guys. Always do your best. That's the most important thing. Always do your best. Remember, because you are enough. All right. It is getting ready to be bed. Remember, I'm getting older, guys. There we go. I do work mostly from home. Got to have a comfortable desk, guys. Got to have a good, comfortable working environment. You know what I'm saying? Emails, 3333. Sales, team sales. Cool. Yeah, you guys got any question about entrepreneurship today? Let me know. That's what the topic of it is. Today's topic, the main reason for me going live, entrepreneurship. What's it like to have a business? How to start a business? Did I put my shirt on backwards? Apparently, how to put your shirts on backwards. Huh. Oh well. You know, training, working out, that's something I like to do. Dude, I'm so dyslexic, but we're building some muscle this year. Building a little bit more muscle. Dude, I put my shirt on backwards. I put everything on backwards, dude. It's crazy, dude. I mean, you listen. I feel like every time I put a shirt on, I put it on backwards. Maybe that's just me. So what you think, Truth? You like this angle Or do you kind of like it where I show people more of my office right over here? I think they both have their thing. Of course. Blocks Fruit Noob. I do remember you. Of course I do. That's why I made you a moderator, brother. I don't know if you realize that. Yeah, it seems like people like to see my office, see some of my stuff and all. Shout out to any veterans. Some of the stuff I've won when I was in the Navy. Da 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 da. Put the camera up right here. A little bit taller. Yep. I tell you what, if Truth continues to come in, Truth is I'm out to make Truth one of my moderators. Actually, you know what? Hey, I'm back. Garden God, what's up? There we go. Yeah, Truth has been pretty consistent recently, so I'm gonna add him to the moderator list. So, Joshy boy, yep. Yeah, so Truth, all I ask is as a moderator, I don't care if people want to cut up and tell some jokes. I cuss from time to time, whatever, but if anyone's really crazy or gets really bad, just help me kind of moderate on them, guys. I want you to have fun. I want you to engage with me in the chat. I will engage with you guys. But hello, Jamaica. Yeah, so you have the authority to silence people, hide their messages, and if someone can't pay attention to the rules, eventually we'll boot them out. But we got someone from Jamaica here. Josh Lee, what you doing here? What we got here? Some people are coming in now. Hello. Cash Lee. Blessings from Jamaica. Jamaican me crazy, brah. No, welcome guys. Nothing going on much tonight. Very simple. Got a little bit of music going on in the studios and was going through some emails and pretty much that's it. But I like to talk about entrepreneurship, pasting through. I'm a content creator. Nice. Shout out to any other content creators. I love it when you guys stop by my channel. Um, yeah, I love it when you guys come in. I appreciate you taking the time to come in. And, my content, a lot of my content, cut this commercial down. The content, what am I doing for noob? What I am doing is I'm going through emails before I go to bed. Cashly, my biggest thing on my channel, my content is just talking with my viewers. There you go. So Cashly's here at number 2 on the fan list here, and he says he's an entrepreneur. He says I own a graphics and social media marketing company. Very good. Remember, I was the one with the name Graydon God. Oh, that's right. I do remember because you misspelled your username. That is right. Graydon God, but then Garden God. That's right. Yeah, I do remember you, brother. I'm doing my best to remember anyone who consistently comes into my chat. But you got Cashly here who's an entrepreneur, which is amazing. Remember, entrepreneurship is the only occupation in the world that the more effort that you put into something, it directly correlates with your paycheck. So I love it when entrepreneurs come in. I do have a goal for one day to create an entrepreneurship community. I might use like the school, the SKOOL, which is kind of out of date in some ways, but eventually I do want to build one of those communities. And in that community, I want to share business tips and how to engage with people. Because one thing I've always excelled at least in sales, is just getting through objections, talking to people, and being consistent. You know, consistency is a muscle, guys. Consistency is a muscle, right? The more that you do things that require you to be consistent, as far as eating, training, making a schedule, getting up at the same time, everything that you do. The only thing I'm doing consistently is visiting your live stream. That's so funny. Respect my content surrounds excursion around Jamaica adventure 420 with technology and crypto. Well, if that's what you like, go for it. Great in God. Thank you for stopping in. Stay good. I hope you have a good one on your way out. Peace, love. Stay good, brother. Fruit Blocks Noob. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. So, yeah, that's cool. So for me, um, I'll just give my 2 cents. I don't drink or smoke, right? But that doesn't mean like my brother is in the industry. Nope, Cameron Porter just came in, my OG moderator. Shout out to Cameron Porter. Yeah, we got a few guys in here, Cameron. I was in here earlier. Truth is now a moderator too. He's made the list, so if you see someone in blue. Yeah, Cashley. I appreciate the respect there. But yeah, so he goes around an excursion around Jamaica, does 420 with technology and crypto. Yeah, I'm a big believer in investing, you know. So anytime you can invest in the index, the S&P 500, any type of cash flow that creates residual income, dividend-based portfolios, all that's good. So always good to see Cameron popping in and out. You look like the dude from Terminator 2. Hmm, never got that before. Oh, are you talking about the other cop, the one that turns into liquid? No one's ever said that before. When I had a beard, people said I looked like Adam Sandler. What's that? The cop from Terminator 2? You talking about this guy? Robert Patrick? That's who I look like? Haha. Apparently I look like Robert Patrick. Well, that would be cool. I tell you what, back in the day, one thing I really wanted to do, I used to want to be an actor. Fruit Block Snoop, thanks for coming in. Have a good one. Stay good. Keep making content. Bye, bye, bye. Love that guy. Yeah, that was a good movie. I really I really like Terminator 2. Obviously, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, anyone who's in blue, who I've made a moderator, you've come into a few chats and you basically demonstrated that you seem to have a good attitude. You help people out. That's the whole goal of being a moderator. My whole goal is to keep the energy somewhat up, engage with you guys. I'm only doing 20 to 30-minute streams more frequently. Interesting enough, every time I do a 20 or 30-minute stream, I get between 1 and 3 subscribers. So that's very cool. And I'm playing around with the times. Motivation, motivation, no hatred. Elsa Osen, that's another one of my moderators. You can see a common theme in here. When I see the blue, these are people that I've seen in the future, or seen in the future, seen in the past. Um, Elsa, I'm glad you decided to come back in. We had Cameron come in, we had Truth, and yeah. So today I decided to stream a little bit later. You know what I mean? And this is the office right here. So this is where I do most of my business. I love my desk. My desk is a rolling desk right here. And yeah, pretty much this year, what we're doing is we're doing a lot of business. We're training again. I'm back in the gym, trying to build some of that there muscle. Eating and training and building business, guys. What we got here? Always hood to see you, optimistic brother. It's always hood to see you too. Always hood to see you too. Really, just reject absence and repetitive comments is all we ask for, brother. Lots of people will get flagged for silly reasons. Yep, exactly, exactly. So bye, bye, bye. Yeah. Now I do know that Noob is a little bit younger, so he's probably just having some fun. But yeah, Cameron Porter's the OG moderator. So he comes in, he sees someone acting up. Cameron's been here when we had the terrorists that come in from Pakistan and they start to flood the channel. And I tell them I love my country and the United States, and they say that I'm killing babies because of the Gaza Strip. So, yeah. And yeah, for anyone who is in here, there was a guy who was doing investing earlier. This, back in the day, I used to do a lot of day trading and stuff. And this, if you can see, this is something that I really like. This is my bear and bull. Remember the movie Dodgeball? That's me on the wall, but that really happened. Oh yeah, this is solid. This is solid bronze. This one right here. I mean, you see the detail. And it's a reminder to always charge forward, right? Remember, bulls in the market believe that the market's going to continue to go strong. Bears typically make money when a bear snacking on a buffalo. Well, here's the thing. You know, a lot of people do think it's a buffalo, and you could look at it that way, but technically it's a bull and a bear, technically. But it does look a lot like a buffalo. But technically, a buffalo would be a little bit thicker up in the neck, like a bison. Remember, in the stock market, bulls and bears, there's an old slogan, and if you read Wolf of Wall Street and you learn more about investing, or read this book right here, this is a great one. I recommend. Remember, I try to give you guys tips for life. It has balls, doesn't it? um, yes, we can affirm that we do have some balls there. Fair comment. Fair comment. The bull was not castrated, hence why he's strong. Anyways, how to make money in stocks, a winning system. William J. O'Neill. He is the founder of Investor Daily. Very good book. Screenshot this. You want to learn how to trade stocks? William J. O'Neill. Very, very, very good. Here is a book that I have been meaning to read, but I haven't got to it as I throw my stuff down. So much stuff to read. But instead of reading, you know what I did? Talk stocks to you. Well, what you want to know, Cameron? What you want to know? I can pull up a portfolio and show you all sorts of stuff, but actually, I'm not going to pull up my portfolio online. That's probably dumb. But yeah, I believe in trading? I do. I believe that if you have the skill set, you can make money day trading, but it's very hard. I believe swing trading and long-term investment is the best way to make consistent money, compound interest. If you take your paycheck and every day you put $5 in a stock account, in a brokerage account, and you learn how to invest that into an index fund, you will be a millionaire. If you just did that $5 a day. So you think instead of buying that cheeseburger, I'm going to take that money and put it in my brokerage account. Instead of buying that pack of cigarettes, I'm going to take that money and put it in a brokerage account. Now, when you put money in a brokerage account, think of it like a savings account. It's like a spot where money's at. Then you take little pieces of that brokerage account and you put like $1 here, $1 here, like the Vanguard VIY, the VIX, or the SPY, or you could make it a little bit more aggressive and put it in Tesla or AMD, or you could put it in semiconductors, SOXL. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's no big deal. It's kind of like going into a store. You go into Walmart and there's a bunch of stuff on the shelf. You pay money for that and then you get the product. The stock market is the same way, but instead of getting the product, Tesla, yeah, get some of that there. I mean, Tesla's probably the best. If you're going to day trade, Tesla is something that you want to day trade. You put money in, and it's going to go up and down, and you can buy and sell. Very easy to make daily money on Tesla. Easy to make money, easy to lose money. Now, someone over here was like, it takes a lot of patience to do long-term investing. Yes. So that's the thing. It does. But it's the whole concept of compound interest. If you think a company is going to be around in 20 years and you start putting a little bit of money down now, it's like a house. You buy a house, and over time, the house appreciates. It's called an appreciating asset. Not to be confused with like a car. Let's say you buy a car that's brand new. I never buy new cars. I don't spend lots of money on cars, personally. Um, because anytime you buy a car, unless, like, are you going to make money off of it? Not really, with all the hate Elon Musk is getting, but overall, I bet it's profitable. Well, that's a long conversation I don't feel like having tonight. Junior, what I'm saying is this: as someone who used to be a professional day trader, as in, and I still have an account over here. If I log into it, I still have a trade to pull account. It's only got like 25K in it though. All I can say is this: if I was going to day trade a stock, right, as in buy and sell the same day, the only stock I would do, yo, what's up? Salut! The only stock that I would day trade every day consistently is Tesla. Because, yes, when you have people like Elon Musk and they're controversial and Tesla stock is volatile, what that means is so, like, this is like an example of like a trade chart, right? So I have software all over through here, right through here, and I have positions, orders, terminals, scalpers, all sorts of stuff. But when I get ready to do my trades or do this, what this is kind of what I'll get in, okay? When you day trade, and I don't recommend anyone just day trade. Day trading is hard. I got out of it because it's a hard game. Yes, you can make money, but it requires so much time. But if someone has never traded and they want to try it, day trading is when you put money in and you put money out. I see the microphone here. Can you hear it? Okay, so Cameron Porter, if I was going to give you the best financial advice as someone who's not a financial advisor, this is what I would recommend. Do to make money, do long-term investing. Okay. You invest in myself. Yeah, always invest in yourself. But what I would say is get this book, How to Make Money in the Stock Market. It's a little bit older by William O'Neill, a game winning strategy, and understand the concepts. It's as simple as this. Excuse me. Excuse me. I can't sneeze any more soft. Think about like this. Do you ever go to Starbucks and buy a coffee? Probably. Okay. Cool. You're very welcome. William O'Neill has a website called Investor Business Daily. It's worth a subscription if you're serious. But let me just paint a concept. Let me paint a concept for you. Okay. This is the concept. Let's say you go to Starbucks and buy a coffee. Okay. In the chat, have you ever gone to Starbucks and bought a coffee or a tea? Yes or no? Can I get a yes? Can I get a no? I get it. So that's a truth. That's what you should do. I get it. But let's say you're not like 80% of the people. Most like I brew my own coffee. If you want Starbucks coffee and want people to think your status, get a Starbucks cup and put your coffee in a Starbucks cup and carry it around, and everybody will assume you're drinking Starbucks, right? Okay. So this is the concept when investing in stocks. If you're going to buy a coffee at Starbucks, what's this message for review? Okay. Sarang, I am going to hide that message. Please keep it appropriate, brother. Yeah. Look, minimalism is great. It is. This is just a concept to understand how you should conceptualize investing. Okay. So if you're going to buy a coffee from Starbucks, you should own, and you're going to do that frequently, you should own Starbucks stock. Think about it like that. Okay. Anything that you buy, own from India. Sarang, no. What's up? Thank you. Please keep it appropriate. You'll get 3 strikes, and if not, I'll boot you out. So, um, this is how you should think about it. If you own an Apple phone and you're buying an Apple phone, you should own Apple stock. So when you think about the stock market, I want you to think about you're a owner of that business. You have a very small piece. And by owning that stock, you're getting a small portion of the profits every year. And then if they pay a dividend, you get a dividend. Over time, imagine this. Think about it like this. Every year or so, you get a new iPhone, okay? And you spend $400 or $500, $300 or $400, whatever. If you would have taken all that money, right? If you would have taken all that money and put it in a stock account or in a brokerage account and bought Apple stock and you let it appreciate and appreciate over the last 20 years, you'd have tens of millions of dollars because it's grown so much. The concept is to buy an equity, which is a stock that accumulates over time and pays you and basically allows you to have an asset worth money. What do we got here? All right. And we are here. All right. Now, Cameron's not a butthole. Cameron's actually a pretty cool dude. So we're going to assign you for that. Harassment and bullying in for my moderator. Cool. So now, sorry, no, I know you're probably a troll. No big deal. But you are going to be reported. You're reported now. No big deal. Yeah, Cameron put you in timeout. I reported your profile under bullying and harassment, and that violates the YouTube code of conduct if you look at their contract. So they're going to look at this video, see what you did. Yeah, it was harassment and bullying. That's the actual subcategory in the contract. So, yeah, unlike a lot of people, I actually read contracts and stuff, and because I know knowledge is power, right? So in another life, I probably should have been a lawyer because I can, you know, I can get down. But it's very simple. Yeah, so you can, but don't ban. See, here's the thing. So it depends on if you're a standard or moderator. But for me, if I ban someone, they can still go harass someone else. Get what I'm saying? But if I report their profile, now they're reported. So now YouTube looks at their account, and he may not know this, but all the sub accounts under his profile are also done. So all these people who have 100 different accounts and they just are used to getting banned, I ain't gonna ban you. I say very politely, and people for some reason think I'm just this nice guy. Guys, I'm a combat soldier. I got 52 medals from the Navy. Okay. Uh, very nice, very respectful. But if you cross the line, I'm going to pursue the utmost consequences and make it as difficult as I can for you so you can't go harass someone else. Because none of these guys would do it to me in person, or I would break them in half. I've never met a strong man who actually acts that way. It's always the weak men or the weak women that do that. So, no big deal, but you definitely want to not ban. You want to report. Okay. Anyways, so back to the equities and stocks, guys. That's kind of how it works. So I'll tell you this, if you guys are actually want, I'll give you a resource. I guess I'm just in a good mood today, but I'll share this, guys, with you. So if I go over here to stocks, welcome back, new. So I want you to look at Finviz, right? Finviz, Finviz. Cameron, that's for you. Finviz. Okay. This is a ticker list, and this is a heat map. So today in the market, learn how to read this heat map. You have the technology sector, the consumer staples sector, the consumer differences. You've got industrials. Lego builds Wesson. What's up, brother? Yeah, so I was going over, I do random things on my talk. Yeah, we're talking stocks, exactly. Nothing too deep, but giving some guys some resources in case they want to learn more about investing, because it's something that I kind of, you know, instead of going and watching a movie or doing all this other stuff, I'm kind of a nerd. Guys, if I'm not in the gym, or I'm not working on a business. I'm going live on YouTube and sharing what I can with you guys. Truth, I mod for a few people. Some streamers need to not ban because they really need the engagement. Channels with 200. Okay, so Cameron's going to educate me here for a little bit. Channels with 200 chatters gets crazy. Most mods let chat cook because the trolls give crazy great. Yeah, Cameron, I can see some value in that. If I had a lot of people in here and I had hundreds and hundreds and somebody was just doing that, yeah. But because I love my moderators, they're kind of like my digital friends. When he called, you saw the hidden message and he was like having a belligerent, explicit tongue and then calling out people. That type of troll, he is out. But he was. I agree, but Cameron's also got a good point, man. If there was hundreds of people in this chat and it was, I think Cameron Porter would agree that let the chat cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. I said, let him cook. Whoa! See if I had special effects, I could whoa and go Super Saiyan. All right. So, yeah, Cameron, FinViz will be a good tool. FINVIZ. When you go there, you got a lot of stuff. Now, FinViz is not 100%. This is Ramsey. Ramsey, yeah. So the heat map is right here. These are different tickers, different companies. You've got headlines like at 9:20 Wall Street, AI gained strong earnings report. So basically AI as tariffs, woo, lots of tariffs going on, job reports, bonds. So you got some good information here. It's right here, brother. FinViz. FINVIZ. You got that? All right. And then you have earnings release right here. So this is when they give out their earnings. Like you have Apple, Amazon, MFG, XOM, CL, Carnival, Uber. Yeah. Fruit Blocks Noob, I know you're kind of younger, but you're never too young to understand a concept. When you have the time or when you have the money in the future, learn how to invest in the stock market. That is what this is. Apple actually just released its earnings July 31st. So for the PE is a good thing to know. Price to earnings. For every $30.75 you put in Apple, you're making $1. And this is the chart for Apple. You can see we'll expand this into I like monthly charts personally. So you see that? So look at this. Back in 2020, Apple was $68 a share, and now it is 206. It's actually a good time to buy Apple right now. It might go down to as low. I would get into Apple at either $165 a share, $122 a share, or some now. That would be the entries. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I can't teach you 18 years of investing. I can't teach you 18 years of investing experience in 5 minutes. So, yeah, Blocks is another one of my. He is someone who wanted to do a YouTube channel. Yeah, Cameron, it's crazy growth, dude. So when I look right there, you see this? Get my finger here. So let me grab a pen. It's crazy growth. It's absolutely nuts, right? So you see, and the stock split too, but this is kind of what I mean. I'll get to Starbucks, but think about this. So every day you put a couple dollars in, you put a couple dollars in, you put a couple dollars in, and before you know it, every $60 that you put in from 2020 turned into about 202, 6, 12, 18. So you're getting like 3 to 1 on your money. Yeah, exactly, Elsa. 100,000 would bring that. Yeah, because they pay a dividend. Now, I'm not a big fan of Apple's dividend. I think it's not very, like, I wouldn't buy Apple just for the dividend, but it is a plus. It is a cherry on the cake. If I wanted a dividend, I would get some other stuff. But Okay, so someone said apparently I got your interest in this. Yeah, guys. And I'm telling you, um, I have a link with Robinhood. I can, you know what? Next of my post, I'm going to copy a link from Robinhood and say, hey guys, I know we talked about some stocks. Here's my link. Click on that link and open a Robinhood account, and you'll get a free stock. It will benefit you. And then maybe if you guys want, Janie, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I can go over some of this from time to time. We'll have coffee talk days. He says, I'm in a money mood today. Yeah, okay. So we'll have piano talks, we'll have entrepreneur talks, we'll have business talks, and I guess we'll add some stock talks. So right over here, guys, I'm going into FinViz showing Cameron Porter. He asked me a question. So you said you wanted Starbucks. I remember that the Starbucks is STAR. I think it's SBX. I haven't been in Starbucks in a while. So Starbucks. SBUX. So here's a chart for Starbucks. Starbucks is actually not in a really good spot too. Like Starbucks is always a good investment, obviously, but what does it got here? I don't care about that. So here is Starbucks right here. So monthly, yeah, Starbucks back in 20, like you see right here, back in 2011, like Starbucks right over here in 2011. Here's the money right here. 2011, it was worth like 25 a share, and now it's 86, right? That's on the monthly chart, which is what I like. PE is 32. Yeah, but here's the thing. You gotta, this is where people, I would not invest in Starbucks right now. I would invest in technology, AI. I would be going AI, and I don't want to get too much into it because again, I like to make a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I am a licensed insurance agent in Georgia. I'm working on Series 6. So legally, I cannot give financial advice. But if I was going to tell someone to invest, artificial intelligence. Okay. Guys, just remember that Coach Chris told you this. Okay. You'll remember this from my YouTube channel. I promise you this is going to come true eventually. The AI revolution and how AI is modernizing everything will be bigger than the internet boom. The internet, the .com bubble, it Lego Builds of Weston. Welcome back to the chat. The AI boom is going to be bigger than the internet. Okay. People made a lot of money when internet first came out. And you see how we're all using computers. Okay. There is so much money to be made, and people have no idea. Um, Today working, I was thinking about how useful AI and robots would be perfect for being my assistant in the kitchen. AI looks something cool, but now it's going to exponentially grow up. Yeah, Elsa, I agree with that. It's kind of scary because it's moving so fast. But here's the thing. Whether you like it, Jane, hello, Jane. I missed you. Sorry. Welcome back. Oh, did Jane say hello? Did we miss someone in there? Oh, Jane. Hey, hello. Yeah, I didn't mean to miss you too. That's why Cameron's the best moderator. He sees everything. So, no matter whether you like it or whether I like it, AI is coming. Two things are going to happen. We're either going to collapse society and reset, in which worth money is worth nothing, or it's going to continue to grow and AI is going to be profitable. Those are the two scenarios. Either we kill society because we put too much into artificial intelligence and we collapse it and have to reset, or it's going to continue to grow and AI is going to flourish. What other option is there? Take some of your money, look at my post that's going to come out here soon. I'm going to put my Robinhood link. I'm not saying I'm betting on optimism too. I'm I'm not playing I'm not playing video games right now. Well, Cameron, think about learning the stock market as a big video game, and you level up by understanding concepts. And the more concepts that you learn, the more money that you will make. And it's as simple as that. right? Now, I recommend always, if people are going to sound crazy, but companies like CRM, Adobe, Cisco, Visa credit cards, Bank of America, Meta, crypto mining, Walmart. As much as I hate them, McDonald's is a great stock to own. Chipotle, Chipotle's got a great business model. Um, Lady Karma loves everyone. Yeah, oh, of course, always invest in yourself, guys. Listen, always invest in yourself. You said I'm scared to die. Holy crap, Blue. Okay, chat. We need to help Fruit Blocks Noob right quick. Okay. Oh, you invested in Elf on a Shelf, Bunby? You invested in Elf? I think you did a great job. Elf on a Shelf. I think that's great. Eli Lilly and Elf. I actually made a little bit of money off Elf myself. Good. Who are you? Bunby? Hello. What I mean is like that's a really like Elf Beauty. Heck yeah. A lot of people go to sleep on Elf. No, no. I know it's a makeup company. No, I know. And they sell a lot of money. They sell a lot of product. Look, Elf on the Shelf just took off earlier this year. Look, earlier this year, 2025, they literally, okay, you see this? Right here, they were worth $68 a share. This is 2025. They literally jumped up to 116, 120. So you basically doubled your money. By the way, Fruit Blocks Noob said he's scared to die. Cameron, any words of wisdom for the 10-year-old who's having a potential existential crisis? Do you want to throw him a hand? How can you die? Listen, yeah, Bumby, I normally don't talk about stocks because I'm kind of in the insurance world and kind of financial advising type of stuff. I am not a financial advisor in the state of Georgia. That is my disclaimer. Fine print. But what I will say is I have an enthusiast who loves to do investing from time to time. After my divorce, my ex-wife got most of my money, so the stock portfolio took a big hit. But we're definitely regrowing it. Elf on a Shelf is great. Bunby, I would say this. Very good advice. What I would say, did you sell any of what you put in? Because you said you recently put in, so I'm assuming you made a profit, right? You don't have to tell me the amount. I work on percentages. You put X amount of money in, and then you made profit. I don't want to know how much money you made. I just want to know your percentage. What percentage did you make off your investment? And I'm going to tell you a really good idea. You don't have to use it, but this is something I would really recommend. So you put X amount in, and it shot up, almost doubled in a short period of time. I'm assuming is what happened based on the chart. That's exactly what happened, right? Catch the grass outside, find the trees to sit under. Fruit Noob. Cameron Porter, great advice. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I totally get it. I had the same story, but I was the man. Oh, Bunby. Okay. But I was the man. Laugh out loud. I bought the house and two cars and had to pay. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sucks. So, what money you made off that Bunby? Okay. The profit that you made, sell half of it. Keep it in your brokerage account and then let the other half ride because you already doubled. And yeah, and it looks like Elf may push up again, but it already pushed up so high. I would sell half of what I made, keep it in my brokerage account, and then allocate those resources to another potential rinse and repeat. Sell half, let it ride. Sell half, let it ride. Oh, your grandpa died? Oh, blocks. I'm sorry. I've been there, man. I know it's like. I know what it's like when a grandparent dies. Well, you're sad. Well, here, um, Elsa, welcome back. Says hi. Hey, noob, let me talk to you for a second. All right, think about this. You said your grandpa died, right? You're very welcome, Bumby. Very welcome. If you look at some of my early videos, my grandpa got ran over by a reindeer. No, I'm just kidding. But noob, the best way The best way for you to honor the life of your grandfather is not to be sad. Because think about it. And guys, let me talk to Noob here for a second because he's one of my young viewers, okay? I got a question for you, brother. Do you feel like your grandfather really loved you, right? Do you feel like he really loved you, brother? And I know you're looking and you type fast, Noob. Do you feel like your grandpa really loved you, right? Okay. So think, okay, I feel you. But think about this. I know you're young, but you need a strong male role model right here. That's funny, Lego. Let me talk to Noob. But think about this on a serious note, Noob. The way to honor your grandfather is to become the strongest version of yourself so you can honor him. The last thing that your grandfather would want from you is for you to be sad and be weeping. So become a glorious, successful, strong young man and think about your grandfather when the times get hard. Take the memories of your grandfather and wrap them up in a package and stick them in the back of your mind. And when things get really hard and you feel like giving up and you're not going to be able to do it, you think about the times you spent with your grandpa, and that is what's going to be the difference in how you are going to succeed. So honor him through your actions. Does that make sense, young man? Hope that makes sense. Yeah. I know it's going to hurt. You're going to hate it, but be positive. You know, exactly. See, Bunby gave you some great advice. Cameron's gave you some great advice. I mean, that's what this community on YouTube is kind of like. Yeah, we get in here and we talk about stuff and we have fun, but it's really about bringing people together because you're young. You're 10 years old. I know. I know you're a young viewer. You may not have a safe place to go where you can actually, the fact that you had to go on live on a stream shows me that you don't probably have enough positive people around you to where they can embrace you in this time of need, right? And, that's what it's all about, brother. That's what the purpose of this channel is all about. The purpose is for you to have that spot to talk to people who are going to give you that advice that you need, man, because we ain't all got that in our life, man. Some people ain't got someone to go talk to. And you could be really upset and be really anxious. You could go do something really stupid right now and affect the rest of your life. You're very welcome, noob. But instead, now that seed has been planted in your head that you know what? I'm going to honor my grandpa. I'm going to become the best version of myself. You got a goal? Sounds like you got motivation to go do it. Go do a couple push ups, go take a walk, go write a book, go do something. Take all that energy and channel it into a constructive outlet. All right. And that's all I got to say about that. Yeah. Well, it's not just me, it's everybody. It's Cameron, it's Bun B, it's Truth, it's anyone who comes in here. Oh, we got a Bible verse in here. Mark 8:36. All right. Let's check it out. What we got here? I got Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. What you got? Mark 8:36. All right. Somebody gave me this Bible. I'm such a bum. I'd never read it. I need to read it more. Oh, Delaney. Welcome back. 8:36. All right. So Mark 8:36. Why did you say that verse? I'm always interested in people's Bible verses. For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Yeah, a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth in that. A lot of truth in that. Shout out. Anybody got a favorite book in the Bible? Huh? Anybody got a favorite? So, abortion, disaster, death, John 11:5-26, John 14:1-3, depression. John 19. You got John 19. All right. Well, if you got Camp Column Caleb. Oh, Delaney. Hey, Delaney, welcome back in the chat. Shout out. Shout out. Genesis is the beginning. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in Revelations, baby. I like Paul. I think if anybody really made sense, it was Paul. And Proverbs. I don't know if this book has Proverbs in it. Oh, this is just the New Testament. We got Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, or Revelations, Matthew. Yeah. I used to have my other Bible, but whatever. Shaft, a good book. Maybe I'll do a chat where I'll do a sermon. You know, back in the day, they used to want me to become a pastor. So I'm kind of more like Jonah, though. Nah, but on a real note, I've traveled and I gain a lot of knowledge from talking to a lot of people. The Bible's got a lot of knowledge in it. Read Proverbs if you want it. You like Job? Yeah. Well, I tell you what, if it makes you feel better, Jane, does it let you wave a few times? That's cool. People come in and out is all. Yeah, we are all. Proverbs is so. Yeah, so Proverbs has probably got more wisdom in it than any book in the Bible. I mean, in my opinion, I know that can be taken the wrong way, but yeah, Proverbs is his man. It's very poetic. It's very sophisticated. King Solomon, obviously, come on, it's King Solomon. You know what I'm saying? You got moral teaching. Yeah, so when you seek virtue, it's just yeah. Delaney, yeah, Delaney, welcome back to the chat. Send Fruit Noob send Fruit Noob some love today. He's kind of was going through some stress today. You know what I'm saying? Lego builds of Wetson. Oh, by the way, Noob, I can tell you just to relate to you. In the last 2 years, Noob, 9 of my family members have died. My uncle killed 3 people as a serial killer, including my other uncle. In the last 7 years, my stepmother or my mom had to go through 7 years of a guy who tried to kill himself. And there's a divorce all going on with 9 of my relatives dying, including um, in 2020, 2 of my grandparents. And my other grandparent was killed by a vehicular homicide. So I'm only telling you this. It's never going to get easier. So ask not for a lighter load, but ask for broader shoulders, baby. You keep it up here. You keep it up here, okay? You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. Best thing I can tell you is start working out. Go to the gym. If you can't go to the gym, do push-ups and pull-ups. If you can't do push-ups and pull-ups, go walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, roll. You can do it. Anybody can do something. Heck yeah, dude. 1776. Greatest country on earth, baby. Every storm. Ooh, I love that. Bunby, I love that. Every storm brings you strength. Mm-hmm. Guys, that's what it's all about. Yeah. Understand this. Constitution of the United States of America. Do not forget. One of the greatest line. We the people, man. We the people. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare and security, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. We the people. You know, that's very powerful, man. Like we the people, man. You know, when you look throughout history, a lot of times people enslaved other people. A lot of times good men didn't do this, but you know, you know, it was a very radical idea to give power to the people. Really, the more you look at how destructive and hard history was, you start to think, man, these guys were really geniuses who came up with this. Absolutely insane. You know, I'll tell you this, man. For my country, that's what I earned. Right. And I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people give crap on the United States, but the older generation's dying out, guys. And the younger guys in here, you guys are the future. I need you to become strong because I am getting older. You know what I mean? So I really am entrusting that you guys become the best version of yourself for the sake of this country. We got this. Nice coins. Dad was in the military. Oh, Lego Abessa. Thank you. I'll show you some, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my wedding ring I used to before the divorce. But yeah, a little bit of stuff here. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, you're entitled to your opinion. Anybody that comes in the chat, remember, I believe in freedom of speech. But just know that I just ask that you keep it polite. Remember, we the people. Every time I go to the gym, I wear this. We the people. We the people. Now, I'm sure Brian, listen, Brian's entitled to his opinion. I get it. I'm not going to be hating on him. Now, I served for 10 years and then I got out. I probably would have stayed in if the administration would have been different, but I got out and pursued business. So, so that's why I tell you guys, I'm a patriot. I love my country. Um, I served in the United States Navy, the greatest fighting force that the world has ever seen. We're all in the same. Um, I love my Army vets. I love my Marines. But guys, I love the Air Force. We all work together. But the world is 60, 70% water, right? What we can do with a Navy nuclear carrier on the coast of a country is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. It ain't scary to have a bunch of people run at you with guns. You're very welcome. What's scary is when you take a carrier, love my Marines. Marines have their own seat. What time do I go to sleep? Soon. I usually go to bed earlier. Yep, praying for more veteran protection, healthcare services, and support. Yep. Um, the country is shifting back in the right way. It's not perfect. Okay, I don't know what site texting is either. Yeah. So it's the veterans need protection. Yeah, burn pits. It's all look. The thing is if you serve in the country, you should be able to get benefits. But, I don't want to, before I go to bed here, I'm going to be leaving here soon. I've been on for an hour. I'm not going to get and try to pretend that the system is perfect, but we are moving in the right direction. I know firsthand that the military wastes a lot of money. Waste, fraud, and abuse is real. You can cut the military budget and pay soldiers more and still have extra money to pay teachers more. There's enough money to do that. We waste a lot. What we need to do is have the right people in charge that hold people accountable when they do waste resources. There's so many resources that the United States wastes in the military. And it's just part of the culture, right? So if we conserve the resources, the system is not broken, but it could be better. A lot of veterans are not getting what they need. Yes. However, it's not as simple as people make it. It's very complex. There's a lot of money involved. There's a constitutional republic that split. It used to be Democrats and Republicans both cared about the United States becoming the strongest version of itself. But it seems now there's political agendas that are pulling the country apart and trying to become a socialist country through division, which is part of the Communist Manifesto. That can't happen. We need to make sure that the right, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, we need more Democrats from the 60s and 70s. We need more of the original blue collar Democrats that still had common sense, not political wokeness, not critical race theory, not all this CRT. Guys, those are tools directly from the Communist Manifesto that are meant to divide our country. We do not want that. What makes America strong, what makes us strong is our ability to unite together, put aside our differences, and work together for a common cause. Okay? And as much as I don't want to admit this, because I'm someone who I love the Bible, I love to read, but I'm not someone that goes to church, right? You need to be 16 or 17 years old with the waiver, up to 18 with the waiver blocks um, to that. So I think for whatever reason, taking away the Bible is not perfect and there's a bunch of crazy stories in it, but it does seem that the further the country gets away from what the Bible teaches as far as the New Testament at least, it seems the further that we go down into this destructive path. Now, me personally, I would like to believe that the experience in life is enough to have people treat others with empathy. But it doesn't seem to be the case with everybody. It seems like the further we get away from like removing the Ten Commandments from school and getting away from families, and it just seems to be a spiral towards chaos when those things are removed. So it seems that that can't be removed because I think the foundation of the United States has a moral compass that's kind of covered with the Christian faith, no matter which way you slice it. Um, yeah, you know, preach, preach peace. Yeah, well, if you really get, yeah, Lego, thanks for the time. Well, if you really look into the Bible, there's things that I question, like why would God tell certain leaders to go into villages and slaughter men and children and all this? I do not pretend to know those answers. Good night, noob. You have a good one. But what I do know is this: the golden rule, do unto others the way you want to do, and have a society and a community, right? Have a good one, Lego. Lego, have a good night, Wesson. Um, and I'm going to end the note on this because I just yawned. I'm getting really sleepy, guys. I got to get up and go to the gym 7 in the morning. And The moral compass of the United States has to stay strong because when people get into power and they don't have a moral conscience, it's the worst thing that can happen. Now, guys, on that note, we got 12 likes. We will hit a bicep pose for the night. Bam! Keeping legs. My back and legs are my best part, not my arms. But we're going to grow them this year. They're getting about 17, 18 inches. Anyways, Wizard, good night, man. The self-taught space wizard. Have you been in here the whole time? Yeah, brother. Hey, I'm working too hard in the gym not to do a pose from time to time. But for my training, oh no, it's too late for piano, man. I got some guests in the house. I don't want to keep them up. I promise this. I will get some piano playing on my next stream. I played earlier today. This is what I will do though. I got some guests in the other room. Cameron, for my moderator. Never say I don't care for my moderators. Yeah, man. Well, so Wizard, the self-taught space wizard. My channel is about people coming together, having a decent community. We talk about mindset, entrepreneur, music theory, how to become better, safe environment, all that stuff. Something like that. Yep, entrepreneur, music theory, self-talk. I have some Jesus is King. That's cool, man. Are you sure? Look, I got the New Testament right here. Are you sure that's true, Mr. Brute? Yeah, shout out to Jesus. There you go. You're welcome, brother. There you go. Lion sleeps tonight before bed. Yeah, recorder's a great instrument. Oh yeah, um, a great instrument. Here we go. Here we go. It's a little small. It's too small, guys. Easier. You can tell your guests you were given lullabies for chat. Yeah, I'll give you a twinkle twinkle. I'll make it now a little jazzier. Something like that. All right, they're gonna come in here and they're gonna say, "Ah, I told you we didn't want no music. You played piano for like an hour earlier," and I didn't put on my headphones. I may have been blasting some Ozzy Osbourne too, to be truth. I've been listening to a lot of Ozzy Osbourne recently. I don't know about you guys. I was really sad when Ozzy went away. I like that old guy. What does this say, Delaney? I'm making him more worse hand warmers for me. Me too, and we serve, and I have left hands, and I think a little deeper. Really cool channel. Well, thank you guys. Um, remember, nobody cares. Work harder. Yeah, rest in peace to Ozzy, man. Interestingly enough, I leave you. I always say I'm about to leave. I'm always curious. Do you guys know who Frederick Nietzsche is? Give me a yes or no in the chat. I'm curious what you guys think. I find this kind of interesting. Ever heard of Frederick Nietzsche? Yeah. So, okay, self-taught space wizard. We're born on the same day. We're both born on the same day. Frederick Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil, kind of a deep thinker, a genius, kind of crazy, but well, what a writer. Only know Frederick Douglass without progress. Without progress, there is no process. Ooh, write it up on the board. Yeah. Nobody cares. Work harder. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put that on the board. Yeah, that's a good one. Let me put that up on the board. Yeah. I need to make a new one over here. Well, all of these are just, this is Lao Tzu. These are Frederick Nietzsche. I've got one more down here. So do me a favor. I'm going to take this one. And on the next stream, I may add some Frederick Douglass on that. This one's going to be a catch me all. Yeah, I'm going to add that. Yeah, nobody cares, work harder. Guys, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. No matter how hard you work, no matter how much good you do, this is what Julius Caesar, Ectu Brute, right? Friends, Romans, countrymen, come. We come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The good men do is often bird in their bones. No matter how hard you work, everybody's always going to remember the mistake that you made. Okay? So I like to remind you guys of this. Nobody cares. Work harder. Okay? And I mean that with as much love as I can, but very few people outwork me. Okay? And no matter how much I work, if I've ever made a flaw in my life, the first thing that people do, always volunteer to your community. You said you sound like my dad. Well, Mr. Wizard, uh, it's not the right time to have this conversation. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. No, well, that's good. That means your dad's probably he's looking out for you. Like, no joke. If he's giving you that type of advice, you have a very good father. That's all I can say. Okay. Cameron liked my joke. All right. And yeah, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Your dad's a good dude, I can tell if he's talking about that. And music theory for next time. We'll talk about some of this next time. If you want to learn music theory, here is a couple tips. That's me trying to draw. I drew this when I was in China. So, yeah. Excuse me. If you heard that, that was a fart. Anyways, guys, time to go to bed. I got a long day tomorrow. Woo woo. What time for you, RN? What's RN? What time for your RN? Am I missing something, Cameron? What's an RN? So tomorrow, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to do some 20, 30-minute streams throughout the day. I'll try to do one in the morning, one in the afternoon. I'm getting, I said I was only gonna do for 20 minutes, but God, when I get talking to you guys, I I really enjoy the conversations, guys. I don't know why. I just, Fruit Noob had like an existential crisis. He needed help. We had people talk about the military. We talked about stocks. It's just, I don't know. I just have this urge to continue to do it for some reason. So, Toast Trucking, hey, you are catching me on my way out, but I will do my best. I'm new. What would we do? Toast Trucking, my name is Chris. You have some moderators in here. I'm on my way out because I'm going to go to bed. This channel is about entrepreneurship, becoming the best version of yourself, music theory. Um, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, for sure. And think about things that Navy SEALs, to let everyone know, they go crazy cranes. I was a Marine and still know they do so much training. Yeah, I trained around a bunch of SWCS and SEALs. I was a combat service support, but I was with them for 7 years in a command. Learned a lot from those dudes. Like, don't give up, perseverance. Um, guys, I love that people are coming here. Um, but I am officially going to be going out in like 10 seconds. Love going to bed is my out. Love you guys. Stay good. Like, subscribe, comment to my videos anywhere on my channel. Any comment, I will go through and see you guys. Love you. Stay good. Always be good. God bless.